What's going on, everybody? Alpha Stan here, 6196, here for another video, and today we're explaining the History of Venxs, Episode 1. Now, basically break it down, Venxs, he was pretty much told for his whole life that his father was the legendary Super Saiyan, the first one to obtain the very first form, Super Saiyan, but when I did the power scaling video, that wasn't the case. His father is actually the god of the Saiyans who created every single Saiyan life form. Anyways, so pretty much Venxs was born on the final hours of planet Vegeta's fate, and pretty much as Frieza was charging up that death ball, his false father was running with his mother, pretty much trying to find a single space pod to get him out of there. So while Frieza's charging up this death ball, obviously Bardock is there, like giving his whole speech and trying to stop them. Now they finally found a space pod. They get him in, and his father is pretty much trying to make up these coordinates, trying to send him to a known planet that the Saiyans have conquered. But his mother says, "We haven't got time for this. You can't just punch in this. Just punch in these random coordinates." So his mother punched in a bunch of random coordinates. So then the shuttle went off. They said goodbye to him and everything. We don't know what's happened to his mother and his false father, but in a later episode you will. So as Venxs is going off, that death ball has just hit the planet, and Venxs got out of the planet's atmosphere, but that energy wave has hit his ship, and pretty much the boy, his ship is pretty much half broken, and he is in there and he's bleeding. He's like got parts of the metal inside of him, like the stabbed wounds and everything. Then he pretty much goes on to this random planet, which happens to be the home of where the Grand Kai is. And the Grand Kai is like, "Oh my god, what was that explosion just now?" And he goes and looks, and he's expecting like something to try and overthrow his people, but no, it's just a baby boy that has many stab wounds. So he's like, "Oh god, this is awful. I'm gonna have to pretty much heal him," because he thought that the boy was gonna die. He just thought he was a regular boy that was gonna die, so he pretty much gave him his energy to try and heal him to save his life. So Venxs was then given some of the energy from the Grand Kai, his life force energy and his power energy, because he wanted to give him some power energy just to see if it could bring him back to life. Now Venxs also, as a child, when he was growing up, he was making friends with the Kaioshin children and everything, but he was always neglected by the elders of the Kaioshin. They were always like, "Nope, you go home, you can't come here." So Venxs pretty much realized from a young age he didn't fit in, because he realized that he had a tail, whereas they did not. From the time where he was old enough, he was about 11 years old, when he was training with the Grand Kai, and he was like, "Okay, so who am I? Where do I belong? Because I obviously don't fit in here. I look nothing like any of you guys. Who am I? Where am I truly from?" And the Grand Kai pretty much says to him, "You're my son, but you're not from this planet. You're what is known to us as a Saiyan. Your people destroy planets for fun and to sell them." And Venxs pretty much was shocked ever since then, and he accused the Kaioshin of taking him away from his family. But he always believed the Grand Kai, because the Grand Kai's always brought him up ever since the age that they found him at, which was day 1 of his birth. And Venxs pretty much began his training with his father, the Grand Kai being who he believes his father is mostly. So then Venxs pretty much asks him to train him and everything. So Venxs still hasn't acquired the Super Saiyan form yet, because the Grand Kai says that, "Well, if you want to, I can train you, and you can go into this galactic arena tournament where you can test your power." So then Venxs also says, "Alright, I'll do that." But he says, "I want to know where are the rest of my people? And the Grand Kai tells him, Frieza killed his people. So then, when he was training over the years to find out about his this guy called Frieza, they all get intel that Frieza was killed by another Saiyan. And pretty much this angers Venxs, because Venxs had been training his whole life wanting to kill people like Frieza. But this also made him happy in a way, because then he could go looking for the rest of his family to destroy them. Anyways, that was episode 1 of the History of Venxs. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you want another episode of the History of Venxs, give this video a like and a favorite. Comment below if you want more, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, everybody.